Hey guys, Greg with Kinsey Kountry Farm here, and we are going to make a video today of what projects we have going on the farm and pretty much which ones need to take priority. So come join me and we'll figure this one out. So the goal is to turn that arena into a pasture, mainly because we want to keep the chickens all in one spot, but we want to have them be able to free range as well with the grass and everything. We feed them really good feed, and we're not getting a great return from eggs. We need to get about an 80% return, and we've got about 30 laying hens. We're only getting about 6 to 7 eggs a day, sometimes 9. We need to be getting closer to 24. So we need them in one area. That way we can weed out who is laying and who is not, get rid of the ones that aren't laying. At that point, decide whether we want to just sell them or go ahead and process them and eat them, because we have dual purpose hens, so we can eat them. I'm going to end up building a chickshaw that's really similar to the one that Justin Rhodes built, but it's going to be a little bit bigger because I need to buy more hens. And I would like to get about 80 hens, and I mean that I need a bigger chickshaw, or I need 2 chickshaws, and I'd rather just build one. And here's our goats right over here. This is Max. Oh, there's Duke. What up, Duke? How you doing, buddy? How you doing, Duke? All right, this is Sparky, and that's Patches. Now he's the baby, that's the daddy, and over here's the mommy. Where's the mommy at? Peanut, where you at, girl? Oh, there you can see her. She's right inside there. So that's the mommy. We're gonna be selling these goats. We were milking and selling goats, but we're not gonna do that anymore. We've decided to go to market farming and do the market farm thing, which means we need to utilize as much of our property as possible so that we can get an ROI on our investment. So when we get rid of these goats, what we're probably going to do is turn this area here into the horses turnout area, because they've got their stalls here, and then we're going to build a fence out this way where we can just turn them out and then have this whole area all the way through here, back behind there, all the way up to probably where these guys are at. We're gonna get rid of this storage unit. We've got our old house in there, and because we moved from an 1,800 square foot home to a 672 square foot home. Luckily, we built this barn, and that right up there is a whole big storage area where this stuff is going. Okay, so this is a shed, that's a shed, and that's a shade structure. If I go right over here, you'll notice there's a gap that goes all the way through. If I go over here, you'll notice a gap that goes all the way through. The reason I did that is for 2 things. One, I didn't have to pull a permit, because in Arizona you can have a 200 square foot or less structure on your property without having to pull a permit. And I didn't pour cement down or anything, so that would be like a shed, or it could even be a small house if we wanted it to, but because it's under 200 square feet, I didn't have to pull a permit for that. Same with this one. It's exactly the same size, just carbon opposite or opposite of that one, and it is also under 200 square feet. This here is a shade structure. I built doors on it. Up here is a storage area, but the doors go all the way through, and there's no walls on the side in there, on this side. And I think I might have forgot to mention, I've got to finish painting this barn. We're going to paint it red like here with the white trim. So I gotta finish doing that as well. Now I'm gonna take you inside and show you the stairs to the loft. Lock this pin down. All right. So here is my workstation when it's rainy or super windy or whatever. We're gonna clean this all out and have this nice, be a little bit of a workshop. Right now it's holding dog food, my sprayer. That's how you get into my shed with the open doors. That's how you get into my wife's. But what I was able to do is take a bunch of scrap wood and build these stairs up to the loft. The cool thing is this actually retracts up. I've got to get some hydraulics, these piston things that we found online. And once we do that, once I install them, I'll video that, and then we'll leave a link in the description. But it actually moves. And as I get around over here, this was the old ladder up to the loft right there. And then I had to take these rungs off so it would fold up. But there's a bar right there. Let me see if I can get a better shot. There's a bar right there that goes all the way through. And then there's bearings right in there. Some bearings right there. There's one on each side. One here, one up in there. And what that does is allow this whole thing to fold up and get out of the way. So see, I'm only 2 rungs up. Let's see here. So let's see. Yep. Now I'm hitting. So as soon as I'm done with this, that'll be one of the things. I'm cutting it right here. So then when I'm underneath it, I can't even reach it. Not like I'm a tall guy. I'm only 5'11", 5'10". But cut it back here, and then this will be all open. And then we won't hit our heads. But right now, we'll sneak up here and see what we got here. So this is the loft. Right now, the kids have an area just to chill out and hang out, which is fine by me. I'll open this up here. There we go. So then, in here, you can check out my farm. So there's the front. Come down through here. That's where the horses are at. There's the house. See how small it is. And then our market garden here. Because my wife and I, we're good at rebuilding things. I have a construction company. I also repair patio doors, but I'm decently handy. So what we were going to do is turn this right here into our farm store. We're gonna move it to the front of the property, and we're allowed here in Maricopa County in Arizona to have a farm store. So when we have our eggs and we have our produce, which is gonna be back here, I'll show you what's going on back here. We're able to sell from our farm store to people in the area. It's legal, so that's a good thing. Heaven. Little monstrosity as far as I'm concerned, but we're gonna fix this up. This nice trailer, well, it's not nice now, but it will be nice. This trailer was left by the previous owner. He was 85 and he didn't have a way of getting it out of here, and he asked if he could leave it. And we said, sure, why not? We cleaned it out. Well, I shouldn't say we. My daughters and my wife cleaned this out. It had nothing but a bunch of books in it and rat poo. So you can kind of see some stuff going on in here. We need to clean it out really bad. So we'll just rip this whole thing out, redo it, put new lights and stuff in it. It obviously had some plumbing at one time, so we'll probably put a sink, maybe a sink in there, maybe not. I don't know. We're not sure exactly what we'll do, but we have it to where we've got some power. We might even put like a walk-in cooler right there. There's already a spot where the AC was at, so we might just make this whole spot like a walk-in cooler right when you walk in. And then the counter right here, and just decorative. I mean, it's a little short when you stand up in it. I mean, I'm touching the ceiling here, so it is a little bit short. But my wife, my daughters, and I think it'd actually be kind of cool to do that. Okay, now I gotta set this water down. I'm carrying this water all over. By the way, these things are awesome. Gotta have a lot of water in Arizona. So anyways, here's my wood pile. And I don't mind it being out in the sun and getting a little bit damaged or whatnot, because the stuff I build for people is antique-y and chic-y and worn in and tattered items. So we're gonna move this wood, build a lean-to right here, and put some concrete down, and then make this into our produce washing area. We already have electrical to my shed, so we can pull electrical off of there. We can also run plumbing right over here to have water. And then we're also able to make it to where when we get, we're gonna get some meat birds. And so we'll be able to process the meat birds right here, right on our property. It'll be nice and clean and good to go. I've just cleared out here all these little white spots. Not that white spot, that's Bella. Hi, Bella. You're a good girl. This is all mesquite trees right here. You couldn't even see our house. So I got rid of the privacy, so now our neighbors can see right into our backyard, but no biggie. I got to burn some more stumps down, clear out some more back there, and then I'm moving that now chicken house. I'm going to turn it into a greenhouse for my wife and move it back over there by those trees. But this is going to be our market garden. We're going to have, let's see, I believe it's going to be 20, as of right now, 20 50-foot beds. So we can go 50 foot here, 50 foot there. We're going to have like a little pathway right in between them right there, so that we can be able to get to the beds back and forth and not have to have 100 feet straight, so we can split them up. So we're going to have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to there, which means then we'll have 20 here, and then we'll also be able to have some more that direction. So we might be able to get another, we might be able to get a total of 30 beds in. I've got to move a little drainage thing right here, and then we can also do some beds over here. So we might be able to get up to 40, 50 foot beds. So that'll be awesome. I want you guys to check out this mesquite wood. This is pretty stuff. See that red in there and the white border? So I've got a ton of this stuff that I've cut down and saved. Let me get a better view with it, not in the shadows. But I'm gonna make some coasters out of this stuff and sell them at our farm store. And anything that we sell in our farm store, we're going to put online as well. We'll check out, see about having an Etsy store or whatnot, but we'll give you that information when we're ready, because we'd love to share our crafts and what we do with the rest of y'all, especially since it's some good Arizona wood, some mesquite. That stuff has cool designs, and we're gonna make a lot of cool stuff out of it. Okay, now this is the chicken house that I built for the chickens, obviously. And then we took some old branches and made their nests for them, or made their perches for them. There's a couple nesting boxes in here. In fact, oh, there's one. All right, give us a good egg, sweetie. Anyway, instead of building a new greenhouse, which my wife wants right here in this area, we decided to move this whole structure right over there, and I'm just going to redo stuff. The framing's still good, but what we're going to do is put windows and everything in and make it a nice greenhouse for my wife. Now here's what's funny. So we get eggs. Let me turn around here so I can show you. So there's this little box right here. We get eggs, a couple eggs out of a day. In here we get some eggs out of a day. Sometimes under the trailer, not as much anymore. Back behind the barn, But what's funny is right here in this rosemary bush, right on the other side over there, a couple weeks ago, I found like 15 eggs. I was like, oh man, I found the jackpot. That's great. We'll just keep letting that hen lay there. Well, as soon as I removed them, she stopped laying there. So I always check just to make sure, but no eggs. It's one of our citrus trees that was here when we moved in. It wasn't this nice though. It was almost dead. So we started watering it, and we get the chickens. They get under there and they scratch and poop and everything, and this thing is taken off. These are going to be great. I believe I think they're just oranges. I'm not sure. I'm not a herbologist yet, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know these things, but as soon as I find out, I'll let you know. But these are good. They were good last year, and there wasn't even close to as many as there are right now, but you can see all the fruit getting ready to get ripe. And right here we had a hawk tree, and that thing was probably 50 feet tall. Well, maybe 40 feet. But it was getting rotten up at the top of it. There's a lot of it laying there. I've still got to chop it up for wood. But it was getting rotten, and I'll show you here. We get winds out of the southeast, and this stump, the winds blow this way. Right here's our bedroom. I built a loft for our daughters up above our bed there, so we all sleep right there for right now. This thing was getting rotten enough that if it fell, it was going to fall right on top of us, and probably on top of the girls, and I wasn't going to have it. So my neighbor Joe and I came over here, cut that thing down, laid it down right where we wanted to, and now we just got to cut it up for firewood. I want to thank you guys for taking your time to watch this video. This is the first video of videos we're going to be doing every week. We'll let you know if we go to twice a week or not. For right now, we're just going to do once a week. But today was pretty much my workshop Wednesday. I'm going to try to do a workshop Wednesday deal, and we'll probably add something else. But I was wanting to show you all the items I needed to take care of, plus a farm tour to let you guys know what we do, what we're about, how we live, how we're living, and how we're getting stuff done. So try to climb down these stairs a little bit so I don't gotta lean back. Woo, gotta have a seat. Get down this, hit your head right there. All right. So anyhow, this is old Greg with Kinsey Kountry Farm. Telling you guys to have an awesome week. Pray for us, pray for your family. Pray for your enemy, for that matter. We all need it, right? So we'll talk to you next time. Peace. Now, this is probably on the blooper reel. I always get on my kids for leaving those doors open because the wind blows and whacks them against the side of the barn. And guess what I did?